Hi, in this one, we're going to be going over solving equations with fractions and decimals. And once you know how it's actually done, it is extremely easy. So, equations involving fractions, all you're going to do is multiply both sides by the LCD of the denominator of the fractions that appear in the equation. Okay, you're going to multiply both sides by the LCD, okay, the least common denominator of the fractions that occur in your equation, and then you're just going to solve the equation as usual, okay, just like you've done before. Equations involving decimals are a little different. What you're going to do is multiply both sides by 10 to the nth power, where n is the largest decimal place that occurs in the equation. So here I have two examples. First one involves fractions, and the second one involves decimals. Okay. Very, very easy, guys. So in this one, with the fraction, all you're going to do is multiply both sides by the LCD. Okay. So what is the LCD of this equation? Well, it's going to be the LCD of 1 and 3. Okay. Notice we have 1 and 2. Both of those are over 1, essentially, right? 2 over 1 equals 2, and 1 over 1 equals 2. So the LCD of 1 and 3 is what? It's 3. Okay, anytime you have two numbers where one number divides evenly into the other number, the LCD is just going to be the larger number. Okay, so all you have to do then is multiply both sides by 3. And what that's going to do is it's going to clear the fractions, and you're just going to be left with a normal equation. So 3 times 2 is 6. 3 over 1 times negative 8 over 3. So what this is it's 3 over 1 times negative 8 over 3. The 3's cancel because they divide into each other. And you're just left with negative 8. Okay. So here it's going to be negative 8x. Okay. So what we're doing is we're distributing the 3 for each term of this equation on the right side. Okay. We've already done 3 times 2 here on the left side. That gave us 6. Okay, so the next thing we're going to multiply is 3 times 1. That gives us positive 3. And then 3 times positive 7 over 3 is going to give us 7. Okay, the 3's cancel out, and you're just left with 7. And as you can see, now we have our normal equation that we're just used to working with, okay? And so what do? We're going to isolate x by doing inverse operations. Before doing that, though, however, we can simplify. So we have 6 equals negative 8x. 3 plus 7 is 10. Okay. Okay. So we can actually simplify this by adding 8 to both sides and then subtracting negative 6 from both sides. And when we do that, then the 8's cancel, the 6's cancel, and we have 8x equals 10 minus 6 is 4. Okay, and now we can divide both sides by 8 to isolate x. And 4 over 8 is going to be what? It's going to be 1/2. Okay, because both the numerator and the denominator can be divided by the greatest common factor of 4. So you're left with x equals 1/2. In the second example, all we have to do is multiply both sides by 10 to the nth power, where n is the largest decimal place that occurs in your equation. Well, let's have a look. So here we have just one decimal place, but here we have two decimal places. So we're going to multiply both sides by 10 to the power of 2, which means you're going to multiply both sides by 100. But before we can do that, we can actually simplify this left side, okay? Negative 7.7x and positive 0.1x is going to be negative 7.6x, right? Okay, so now what we can do is multiply the left side by 100 and the right side by 100. And what that should do is it should clear the decimals. Okay, it should get rid of the decimals. So 100 times negative 7.6 means you move the decimal places 2 places to the right. Okay, so then what's going to happen is it's determined by the number of zeros that you're multiplying with. Okay, so when you move the decimal point 2 places to the right, you get negative 760x. And on the right side, we do the same thing. There's 2 zeros. So you multiply negative 22.04 by 100. And when you do that, the decimal places will go 2 places to the right. And when you do that, you're left with negative 22.04. And once again, to isolate x, we divide both sides by negative 760. So here on the right side, we're dividing negative by negative. That's going to give us a positive. Okay. And we can actually simplify this. However, in this instance, since our coefficients, okay, in this equation involve decimals, we can actually have our answer in decimals as well. So when we divide 2204 by 706, we get 2.9. And that's our answer.